So hey, it's Fist. I want to clear some things up. That last video that I made about Medal of Honor and the PS3, I think a lot of people are getting it confused. Now, I never knew about this game Breach until Lethal Hitman threw me some links and I looked at all the videos, and then I did the comparisons between EA, DICE, and Medal of Honor and Battlefield and Breach and Atomic, and it made perfect common sense to me. I mean, this is me and him on the same wavelength. So basically it goes like this. I don't want you guys to think that I'm coming down on PS3 people or PS3 owners or anything like that. I'm trying to explain this to everybody as a consumer from the viewpoint of an EA executive. So a lot of people don't know that Xbox and EA had a beef back in the day, Microsoft and EA. EA wanted their own servers on Xbox. Xbox was like, we're going to tax everything. So they forever, you didn't see a lot of games on Xbox. Xbox was hurting. They needed all the Madden games and all the sports games. So finally they cut a deal. And now every time EA sells something or upgrades through their dedicated servers that they use, Xbox taxes them. So if you want guns and so on and so forth. So EA's directive is this. How could we get away with a $70 game that is not AAA, subpar? Where could we go? The PS3. Why the PS3? The PS3, here's EA's thinking, and this is how their thinking is towards getting away with this. If I sell you a subgrade $70 game, then you're going to be more apt to say, listen, versus an Xbox owner, well, I'm already paying $50 online, and this game looks like crap, so I'm not buying anything extra. Versus a PS3 person would say, okay, I paid $70, but I don't pay for anything online to play the game, so therefore I will buy the extras that EA offers. And another thing is that EA doesn't get taxed by Sony when they do the add-ons, like they get taxed from Xbox Live. And see, here, this game right here, Breach. And I'm going to show you, this is a perfect example. Breach is a AAA game. The same exact game. Atomic/Breach. The game Breach, the developer Atomic, is 10 times better than EA and DICE in their Battlefield series and their Medal of Honor series. They're going to give you the same. This game's even better. I'm going to let you see the video and the developers and explain it to you afterwards. On the Xbox Live DLC marketplace for $20. So you say it can be done. So when you guys get mad at me, don't get mad at me when you can have a game like Breach, who is not like EA and DICE, who are just out to just milk everybody for every last penny on every little thing, and their game looks like shit, and you guys just want to accept mediocrity. All I'm saying as a consumer gamer is I'm trying to show you guys the light. If that were the case, then the game shouldn't be $70. It should be like $20, like this game that's going to be on Xbox Live this summer. This game is going to kick the shit out of Battlefield, Bad Company, and Medal of Honor. So I'm going to leave all the links to this game, Breach, so you see my point. I just don't want you guys to think that, you owe any allegiance to anything. If you guys accept mediocrity, then you'll never see something wonderful spawn out of nothing like this game Breach. This game is an amazing game. It's going to be $20 on the Xbox Live DLC marketplace. And it's 10 times better than Medal of Honor and Battlefield Bad Company. The only thing I don't know about it is if there's no prone in it. And I'm a stickler for that. But other than that, this game, this game's engine, hydrogen, or whatever they call it, blows away Frostbite. So anyways, watch the developer's video, understand what I'm saying. Big ups to Lethal Hitman for showing me this links. I'll leave the links on the bottom. Peace. Watch the video.
Active cover gives you all sorts of advantages for using cover. For example, I can pause to gain situational awareness. I can peek, I can zoom, I can also blind fire. But unlike any other game with any kind of cover system, in Breach, all that cover is destructible. And not just cover objects that have been placed around the environment by designers. Everything in breach is destructible. You can blow holes in walls, floors, ceilings, all around. Active cover changes the way you play a game because it changes the pacing of the game. When you're playing with people who are using active cover, you need to use cover. It makes breach a game about using and destroying cover. Every weapon in breach has its own ballistics, and projectiles will impact surfaces differently depending on the projectile, the velocity of the projectile, as well as the type of surface. Unfortunately, your enemies can do that same sort of thing to you too. So I'm going to hop on this 50 cal right here. In breach, destruction is not just destruction, it is also degrading. So you can actually degrade surfaces, gradually erode your opponent's cover, forcing them to move, to move to a different location. All right, let's get a line on Jason. All right, Jason's just eroded my cover. So I'm going to hop to a duplication. A lot of first-person shooters don't have any kind of dynamic destruction at all. Of course, there are some that do, and you've seen, however, even very simple destruction, like, for example, blowing a hole in the wall, can cause the way a map plays to change. We call that destruction 1.0. Other games have added physics and structural supports to buildings, allowing you to collapse buildings or parts of buildings. Like that. We call that destruction 2.0. Breach is built on an engine that we call the hydrogen engine. Hydrogen engine offers a capability we call destruction 3.0. The idea is to give players all sorts of tactics that they can use that they have not had in any other game. So for example, I just blew a very precise hole in the side of a wall. Unlike other games where when you place a breaching charge on a wall, for example, it doesn't matter where you place it, left, right, up, or down, it's going to cause exactly the same destruction each time. In breach, it's very precise. Additionally, I'm not limited just to blowing holes in exterior walls. I can also blow holes in interior walls in breach, which allows me to actually create a new line of attack right through the insides of buildings. We really want breach to be about not just in exterior combat, but also interior combat as well. Notice the way the active cover system has reacted to that, allowing me to set up an ambush. Active cover responds to all the destruction that you cause in the environment, allowing you to take advantage of holes that you make or your opponents make. Destruction in a lot of other games is kind of chunky. You don't have very finite control over that. In breach, you can actually blow individual bricks right out of walls, allowing you to set up new vantage points for yourself pretty much anywhere on the map. All right. So there's Jason. So you might have noticed that the structure, when I took out the structural support, it actually caused part of that house to fall down on top of Jason. Everything is a physics simulation. It causes falling damage. Sometimes it'll kill a player, sometimes it won't. The game features 12 unique spy gadgets. I've got a spy gadget here that's called the Bionic Ear. The Bionic Ear allows me to localize and filter sound so I can find opponents even if they're right behind a wall. So here in this case, I can see that my opponent is somewhere. He's not below me. There we go. You can actually blow holes in ceilings and floors in breach as well as in walls. There are 5 different character classes in breach. 4 of those are available at the beginning, and then you unlock the 5th class, the Elite Recon class, once you've mastered 2 of the other classes. There are also weapons caches that are laid around the environment, and you can imagine that in a game that's all about destruction, having access to those weapons caches is very important. So I've equipped this character with a sniper detector. Sniper detector, as you can see, reflects light off of scopes allowing you to locate where somebody might be camped across the map. So in this case, we're going to sneak up on our opponent. All right, there he is. Oh, caused him to fall. So now, my opponent's found a great location. He's on a 50 cal and he's got his back to the wall while I am out in the open all around. So that's my tactic. I will cause the building on top of him to fall down and crush him.